Okay, so lesson 5.1 is just dealing with lines, and we just learned about the parallel and the transversal and all the different angles. So here's the vocab. So parallel lines, most of you know this already, but they're in the same plane, right? And they do not intersect. Okay? Parallel lines never intersect. I think you remember this probably from previous years, but just in case you forgot, they always put little kind of like little arrows on them to represent that they're parallel. And they could be going any direction as long as they never intersect. Okay? Yeah, kind of. So that's parallel lines. Raise your hand if you remember that. Awesome. Okay. Perpendicular lines, do you remember that? That's when two lines intersect to form a right angle. A right angle is 90 degrees. Do you remember that stuff? Now you do, now that I showed you, right? This little square, that represents 90 degrees. You're going to see that a lot. So those of you that were hating the algebra stuff we were doing, like solving for x, and so you're happy that it's geometry, I hate to break it to you, but now you're going to use geometry to solve for x.
Yay.
Dun dun dun, right? Okay. So parallel, perpendicular. Raise your hand if you remember both of those. Okay. The next one is transversal, which I just showed you. The definition of it is a line that intersects two or more lines. 8 angles are formed from that, just like we did in our handout. So you don't have to necessarily redraw all this because it's on your lesson 5.1 handout, right? But basically what happens is once you draw that transversal, you're going to automatically get 8 angles, right? Okay, the next definition, and these are on the wall as pictures, so that'll stay up there, but the actual definitions are here too. The interior angles, they lie inside the lines. That's the one where I made you draw kind of like a little rectangle. Those are all the interior angles. So where would the exterior angles be? Yeah, wow, you guys are smart. This little thing right here, that's just shorthand for angles, okay? So you don't have to keep writing angles all the time. And then the other one that we talked about, some of you knew already, vertical angles. So those are the ones that are opposite each other. Congruent angles are directly opposite each other. And I drew you a little picture. If you already know about vertical angles, you don't have to rewrite that. I know you're supposed to learn that before you get to Math 8, but you never know, right? Does anybody have any questions yet? Yes. Yep, I'm going to stop right there. But any questions on any of these things or any of my shorthand or... Yeah. Uh-huh. It's like it makes an X and they're the ones opposite each other. Okay, so we have parallel, perpendicular, transversal, interior, exterior, and vertical. Just a couple more. Okay. On Thursday, I'll give you guys a little printout of this too, so in case you miss something, you have it printed out. Got it? It's recording. You can go back to it. Okay. Now we have 3 more angles we need to talk about. They're also on the wall. The first one is alternate interior. We just talked about them on your chart too, but they're the ones that are, they're on opposite sides, but they're on the inside of the rectangle. So you don't have to rewrite them if you want to just refer to this chart right here. They're all right here that you guys just made, okay? But if you want to rewrite them, go ahead. Alternate exterior are on opposite sides on the outside of that rectangle. And then the corresponding were the same side. So all of that is right here on your chart. But feel free to rewrite it if you like to write. If you want to have it in 2 places or something. Okay? Alright. The special notation everyone likes because it's shorthand, right? You don't have to write a lot, so you might want to write these down if you don't know these. You probably know about the right angle thing. You guys all know about this? And then, do you know parallel has the little arrows on it? Okay. And then if you want to write perpendicular, you could just, it's like an upside down table, or upside down T. Have you seen this before?
Nope.
This might be new. So if you want to say like line X is perpendicular to line N, you would just do that. And if you want to say parallel, it's like basically 2 L's standing up like that. Have you seen these? This saves you a lot of time in writing. Okay. Any questions on that? No? We're good? Okay, so we're going to do some practice. So on page 374 in your book. Page 374.